Hello everybody, TimFluffybeard here with your mom's favorite podcast, the Tasteful Dudes, and I'm actually doing it solo today. And the reason is, well, Nick has a bad case of ears. Their ears just growing all over him, and my voice was just too much. The silky trumpet was too much for good old Nick there. But alas, you have me. So today I'm going to be sampling another local pizza from Columbus, and we're going to talk about some things that happened. I guess I should. I don't want to bury this. I guess we should just talk about it. The Columbus Blue Jackets on Saturday night played a game against the Boston Bruins, and it's painful for me to talk about. I'm sure it would be even more painful for Nick to talk about, but it was actually it started out being really cool because Nick and I and our significant others, we went to a watch party at Nationwide Arena where the Blue Jackets play. They were having a watch party because the game was actually going to be in Boston. Boston's having the game because, you know, it's Game 5 and they're going to be they're playing in Boston. So we went over there, and we weren't expecting an amazing amount of people. You know, it's obviously the playoffs, and this is something we've never done before. The Blue Jackets, I mean, we've never made it into the second round of the playoffs. So we go, and the final tally was just over 13,000 fans were there. Now, Nationwide holds about close to 20 for hockey, and to get 13,000 when nobody was actually playing at the ice. We were just watching the big Megatrons, or the big Jumbotrons, that is. Megatron, the Decepticon, had transformed into a giant TV screen for us to watch. It was in standard def. I don't know. He's from the 80s. Regardless, not the point. Anyway, so we watched this game, and it was brutal. We were really hoping for something. The first two quarters were not looking great for us. In the third period, it just, I'm looking here on my computer, so first period, no goals. Second period, David Krejci of the Boston Bruins, he got one by Bobrovsky. And then third period, at around 5 minutes, Brad Marchand, who is, I would say arguably, but there's no argument against it, it is literally the most disgusting human being who has ever played hockey. He is a piece of trash, and I hate him so much. Anybody watching in or listening to this in Boston, I don't care. If you like Brad Marchand, you're a piece of trash. So he is just he's gross. He's gross and a dirty player, and he's a cheater. So I don't care if, like, yes, he does have tons of talent. Yes, he does. He scores 100 points a year. Whatever. He's a dirty player. And anybody who says he's not, well, then you are blind. But anyway, Brad Marchand, he scores that, go put him up 2-0. Seth Jones comes back at the 10th minute, brings us back to the 1, and then not even a minute later, David Pastrnak, whose teeth look like the Rocky Mountains, he put them ahead. He put Boston ahead again, and then Ryan Dzingel, he got us back again, and then Dane Kukan, in the 14th minute, he got us, and we were tied. We were tied until 90 seconds left. And the man with the horrible teeth, David Pastrnak, sealed it. With 90 seconds to go, he scored the goal. And we just couldn't come back because we just didn't have time. So it was wacky. It was still a really fun experience. Boston had 17,565 fans, and we in Columbus only had about 4,000 less. I think that's pretty cool. And, when this comes out, there's going to be a game that night. So if you're listening to this the day it comes out, tonight, there's another game. And I really hope Columbus can put together. I really hope they can. I think they can. They're a really talented team, and we can get under Boston's skin. We really can. We just got to figure it out. But I don't want to spend the whole thing on the Jackets because, oh man, it was a game. It was really fun. But yeah, it was sad. It was sad to see that. So I also have a bit of kind of sad news to talk about. As you know, this podcast, yes, it's about food, but it's also about sports, and it's also, we hold Star Wars really near and dear to us. Both Nick and I are big Star Wars fans. I think I am a Star Wars fan, but not to the point of what Nick is. He's a super fan, and this past week, unfortunately, we saw the passing of Peter Mayhew. Peter Mayhew, he was better known as Chewbacca. He was Chewbacca for roughly about 40 years, from the original 1977 movie of Star Wars, later called A New Hope, up until The Force Awakens in 2015, and even after that, he was a consultant on The Last Jedi, and then also Solo. Yunas, I think it's pronounced Yunas Suotomo. He took over the role because Peter Mayhew was he was getting old. he was an older guy. He couldn't do all that running around anymore. But unfortunately, he did pass away this past week, and we just want to say, he was an amazing actor. He was super cool and one of the most iconic roles in cinema history. And I only hope that wherever he is now, he'll get to have a cool reunion with Carrie Fisher. So, anyway, we miss Peter Mayhew, and I just, sad to see him go, but hopefully he's at peace. So, yeah, but what is this podcast if not a food podcast? So we're actually going to talk about the food we got today. I know last week, or the week before last, I apologize that we didn't have a podcast out last week, but things were crazy, and we were getting ready for Star Wars, the Star Wars Day, May the 4th be with you, and we just didn't have time, and I apologize, because we should have put something out there, but we rectified that this week with a pizza from a local pizza place called Mama Mimi's. Now, Mama Mimi's is a cool Columbus pizza joint that's a little different. They do things a little bit different because they are take and bake pizzas. What they do is they put it all together for you, and you just have to bring it home, bake it in the oven for 8 to 10 minutes, 450 degrees, and it's really cool. Nick has had this before, so he loves it. I have not. I've never had it. So my wife and I went, and I actually got to see Nick, oddly enough, and we went and we picked out a few that we liked, and I'm going to try a few. We actually picked out Mama's Favorite Chicken, which is a creamy sauce, chicken, tomato, scallion, cheddar, and bacon. And then we also tried the Mediterranean, which is a olive oil base with spinach, sun-dried tomatoes, fresh garlic, and feta cheese. And that one is on a honey wheat crust. So, and like I said, we baked it ourselves. So I'm gonna try the Mediterranean first, and then I'll go after this this chicken one. So let's try it out. That's really good. That is really good, and the this works really well with the honey wheat crust. Gives it a little bit of sweetness. This came at the advice of the lady who took our order. So we were like, sure, which one should we get? And she said, oh yeah, get that one. I might have cooked that one a little bit too long, but that's on me. So, but yeah, it was really good. It was really good. And I will say that the The crust, the honey wheat crust, is definitely a bit thinner than the normal white crust, pizza crust on this. So let's try out, I apologize if you hear my mouse going back and forth. Let's try out the Mama's Favorite Chicken. So that's really good. Oh my God. That is amazing. I will say, the one thing that I would say, if you're going to cook these yourself, which you obviously have to, either cook them individually or leave the normal crust in like a minute or two longer than the honey wheat crust. Or maybe it was just where I put it. Anyway. And again, this is going to be a little bit different for everybody because everyone has a different oven. So, it sort of takes your chances. But it's a really cool idea, and it ends up not being super expensive. The Mama's Favorite Chicken, it was I'd say about a 10-inch pizza, about like a dinner plate size. And it's loaded with toppings. That's $9.49. And I know a take and bake pizza for $10, that's kind of expensive, but it's made to order. So it's not, we got away with 2 of these pizzas, which are going to be at least 2 meals for us. We got away for $18. So that's not a bad price. I will, I'll get to my full hashtag 6 out of 10 rating system. I'll get to that in a minute. What I did want to talk about real quick is that we were talking about Star Wars and the May the 4th be with you. There was some exciting things that happened at the parks. They had a special at Walt Disney World. They had a special pin that they gave out. A buddy of mine, Micah, he does the YouTube channel World of Micah. If you get a chance, go check him out. He's really cool. He went and got some cool pins and swag and stuff like that. But another thing that they were talking about is, I believe it's called Journey to the Rise of Skywalker. Now Star Wars, I think it's on Star Wars News. So Lucasfilm, so this is from StarWars.com. This is dated May 4th, as you would. Lucasfilm unveils complete Journey to Star Wars The Rise of Skywalker publishing program. So what this means is that they're going to release several books. One is going to be Resistance Reborn by Rebecca Roanhorse, who I don't think I've ever read. That's an adult, I say adult novel, it sounds a bit weird saying that, but it's not like a young adult novel, so it's just a normal fiction. That is going to be on sale in November. And so it's basically a prequel. So Poe, Leia, Rey, Finn struggle to rebuild the Resistance after their defeat at the end of The Last Jedi. Spoilers, I guess. Then we have Force Collector by Kevin Shinnick, and that is going to be again in November. And this one talks about, now this is a young adult novel. And it's set just before The Force Awakens, and a restless teenager sets out to discover what connection his mysterious Force powers have to the fabled Jedi and what the Force has in store for him. Now, we don't have a name on this character, but it is kind of cool that this is a new Force wielder. So, and I'm assuming it's canon. So, and then Journey to Star Wars Rise of Skywalker, Star Wars Allegiance Top Secret. Now this is going to be because it's coming out on Marvel. This is going to be by Ethan Sachs, a comic miniseries. So it's going to be a run of starting in October. Yeah, it's going to be throughout October. On the run since the destruction of the Starkiller base, General Leia and the remaining handful of Resistance have barely managed to survive, much less strike back against the superior forces of the First Order. Running low on options, Leia decides to reach out to her former allies, the Mon Calamari, whose shipyards once powered the Rebel Alliance. So this is interesting. And then we also have some kids and tween fiction. Oh, we have a Choose Your Own Destiny book as well. So this is going to be a Finn and Poe adventure. So that's going to be kind of a cool, wacky adventure. Probably somewhere within, with over 20 possible outcomes. That's cool. We also have Spark of the Resistance by Justina Ireland, so that's cool. Mid-grade novel, so J-fiction, if you're in the library world. And then we also have another Star Wars Adventures graphic novel, what they're calling a kid's comic, but graphic novel. And these ones are really, really popular. So, the Mighty Wookiees of Kashyyyk defend against the armies of the Evil First Order. So that's cool. We get to go back to Kashyyyk during this new series. Oh, this is going to be fun. There is just tons of new content that are going to be that's going to be coming out. So that's going to be super fun. The other thing, I cannot wait, and I haven't heard it myself. I might actually stop this to listen to it. So let me see if I can actually get to it. I'm going to stop recording right now, and I'm going to listen to this. This is Star Wars Galaxy's Edge Symphonic Suite. This is the music that is inspired by the Disney-themed land of Star Wars Galaxy's Edge by John Williams. I'm going to stop here, and I'm going to give you my take on this. So, holy moly, that sounds amazing. It was literally just a 30-second clip, but that was really good. That's one thing that I love about Disney, is that they are just so immersive, and I cannot wait. Admittedly, I'm not going to be able to see it within the first year because the crowds. But I can't wait to do it. It's going to be so cool, and I can't wait to just experience all that and have all the music just everywhere. That's going to be fun. It's going to be fun. So some new Star Wars things. Can't wait to see it. And I'm going to be at Disney within a couple weeks, so I will probably be recording a little bit while I'm there. So I don't know if it's going to be a full Tasteful Dudes episode, because Nick's not going to be there with me, but I might have at least something to come back and talk about, because they have a few pizza places that are amazing and off the chain, and then they have a few pizza places that are just meh. So we'll see what I do. We'll see if Nick overrules me on that. But then again, I edit these episodes, and I can do what I want. So, anyway, I think we've come to the time where we are going to give our actual ratings for all of this pizza. So, I'm going to first start with the pizza that... Oh no, I lost it. There we go. We're first going to start with the Mediterranean from Mama Mimi's. And that, again, has the olive oil base with spinach, sun-dried tomatoes, fresh garlic, and feta. And I'm going to give this one a 6 out of 10. It was good. It's not really my sort of pizza. My wife really likes it, though. But it's not really my sort of thing. I kind of want a little more flavor, something that sort of smacks you in the face with it. And part of it might be I cooked it maybe a little bit too long. Maybe that was my fault. But 6 out of 10, a good pizza though. Good, just not great for me. On the other hand, the Mama's Favorite Chicken. I am going to give this a 10 out of 10. This pizza is amazing. I love this so much, and I think it just, they made it really well, and then it worked so well in our oven. I don't know what happened, but it is just, the flavor is amazing. Everything works really well together. The crust is good, the cheese is good. I love it. I love it. I love it. So I'm gonna give it a 10 out of 10. I might give there might be another 10 out of 10 somewhere else, but for me, this is an amazing pizza, and I will definitely be going back and getting this, and I want to try a bunch of other things. They have, as well as like making your own pizza, they have about 20 different like gourmet or specialty pizzas that they do, and this is actually one of their award winners, so I knew I was going to get something good. But anyway, yeah, this has been me flying solo, which, you know, you're not going to get as many dick jokes when it's just me because there's nobody to react to. But but I think hopefully you still enjoyed it this week. And if you're in the Columbus area, try Mama Mimi's, assuming you have an oven. If you don't have an oven, well, find somebody that has an oven, steal their oven. No, don't steal their oven. Don't steal their oven. Find somebody that has an oven, make friends with them, and then go to Mama Mimi's and get some damn good pizza. You'll be glad you did. So anyway, for Nicholas Elevens, who is not with us, as the aforementioned multiple ears sprouting from his body, I am TimFluffybeard, and I really appreciate you listening today. And go Blue Jackets! We gotta do it. We gotta do it tonight. I think we're going to. We're gonna be home. We're gonna have 20,000 fans, and I think we're gonna do it. So without further ado, you can find us on social media at MyTastefulDudes on Twitter and Instagram and Facebook and all that. You can also find us on YouTube if you like an audio format on a video platform, whatever. Anyway, you can also buy shirts and other things from TeePublic, and just search My Tasteful Dudes, and I'll have it linked in the show. And yeah, anyway, also one other thing, my buddy Bart Scott is he's a podcaster and an author and a really cool guy, and he just started a new podcast. He had the Ears of Steel podcast for a long time, and now he's doing a new thing called the Sasquatch Lounge, which his first episode is up right now. So go check him out. Just look up the Sasquatch Lounge with Bart Scott. And anyway, thank you for watching or listening, and thank you for bringing us into your ear holes. And we will see you next time. TimFluffybeard.